Jeff Rieger in for John Jansen today. We're talking Lions. I think they've become one of the most polarizing teams in football. They're a very popular fade team, the most bet team to miss the playoffs. At the same time, Dan Campbell's telling you this is the best the roster's ever been. A roster that won 15 games last year, had the 1 seed, and had a path paved to the Super Bowl.
Can I ask you a dumb question before we get to the calls?
Yeah.
So for the Lions to miss the postseason, it's like plus 165.
It's not a big payout.
It's not even worth it.
Well, I think that tells you, though, if people are betting it, they're not doing it because they're getting some ginormous payout. They're doing it because they believe it. And I said to you, I thought we banished a lot of the doubts.
So you know what it is?
What?
It's going back to old Lions behavior. It really is. And I understand we want to believe we're new and we're the new fans that go to Meijer every Sunday in our Lions gear. And, we weren't watching 10 years ago, but we're watching now. But I'm telling you, we're still very fragile as a fan base. So the second things might go wrong, people go back, they revert to how it used to be, where it's like fetal position every Sunday. We're going to lose. We're never going to go to the Super Bowl.
Well, let's talk about it.
And they're kind of back to that.
Well, let's talk about it. I think there's a few concerns that people reiterate often. One is the schedule.
Yeah.
It is brutal.
It's a bitch.
A lot of big games and a lot of big road games. One thing that's not getting talked about enough is this rest edge. The Lions have the biggest rest edge in the NFL. What does that mean? It means you're going to have more time to prepare than your opponent on average. You're going to get an extra day here, an extra day there. Comes out to 13 over the course of the season. That's a big deal. That's going to help you navigate what is a gauntlet. When you want to play the physical style of football the Lions play, having an extra day here and an extra day there is going to help neutralize some of what is a tough schedule. What's the other complaint? Ben Jansen. Well, when Ben Jansen left, he said, you guys got the keys. It's turnkey. You've got all pros everywhere. Now, that was before Frank Ragnow retired, but the belief was, I still got the tools to be a top 5 offense in the NFL with or without Ben Jansen. And then the defensive coordinator leaving, Aaron Glenn, well, last year he helped the team stay together with all the injuries.
Yes.
You shouldn't have that many injuries on defense this
agree.
year. In fact, the defense should be much better with Aiden Hutchinson playing a full season.
Defense should pick you up. That's the thing. If it takes the offense some time to get her going, the defense should be there for you to pick you up and hopefully steal a couple games that you might not win if they weren't there for you. The one thing I do believe is I do believe in the Ben Jansen thing, simply because if you look over the coordinators that Goff has had, he's never been better than with Ben Jansen. So I do believe he might take a step back. And we all know, too, that if pressure gets in his face, the interior line breaks down, Goff's dead.
That is the biggest concern I have, because it does ruin everything.
The QBR drops from like 82 to 17 when pressured.
If he gets pressured, specifically up the middle where there's no escape hatch, he's dead.
Yes.
And the offense is dead. And that's the valid fear I have. That's the thing that's keeping me from saying they're winning the Super Bowl. But it's gone way too far now. I feel like we're too pessimistic about this football team, where now we're going, they could miss the playoffs entirely. It doesn't feel like that's grounded in any reality. It's grounded in a lot of the doom and gloom of yesteryear that I thought we had banished.
Oh, please. You don't banish that until you win a Super Bowl.
Clearly not.
2 years ago, they choked away their best chance to go to the Super Bowl. All our hopes and dreams could have been accomplished in 30 minutes, and Reynolds couldn't catch a pass, or the ball goes off Vildor's mask, or Dan Campbell goes for it on 4th down. So people remember this stuff. You can't expect Lions Nation, that has been kicked in the balls so many times over the course of their life, to just be confident when they're facing a little adversity. Now, once they start winning, I think you go back to the confident Lions fans.
But there's going to be some more losing this season.
Yeah,
and
which is fine.
And people, I think, look, they're going to learn from it. They're going to grow from it. They're going to have a chance to grow in that second half of the season. But how will people handle it? I think we're already getting a taste of how people are going to handle it.
People are really negative, which is way more negative than me. By the way, if they were to miss the postseason, that would be one of the top 5 most shocking Detroit sports things in the last, 20 years? Would you agree?
Yes.
I would be floored. No, Greg, no? I'd be floored if they missed the postseason.
I don't think you should be making lists of Detroit's shocking things when you put Javi Baez starting the All-Star game at number 2.
Most shocking thing ever.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I just want to grab Lions fans and be like, you're good enough, you're smart enough, and
gosh darn it, people like you.
People like you, but I don't know if people like you right now. 248-539-9797. Let's get to Steve in Detroit. Steve, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Steve.
I just think there's 2 camps of Lions fans. There's the one camp that have been long suffering and like, oh my God, here we go again. And then there's the other camp that are informed football fans and look at the entirety of the league. Look how long Josh Allen has been good, and he won the MVP last year, and everybody's talking about how good Buffalo is. Look how good San Francisco is. Detroit roster, even now, can't touch that roster that San Francisco had when they were rolling with Brock Purdy and whoever they put at quarterback. And they still didn't win the Super Bowl. Look at Lamar. Lamar hasn't won the Super Bowl. It's not a guarantee if you're an informed fan. You're looking at the overall picture of the league, and you're saying it's very tough. Everything went right last year up until it didn't. You went 15-2.
And
you
still
had
didn't
home
win.
field advantage, and you still didn't capitalize on it.
Steve, these are two different conversations. Saying, like, I don't know if they're going to win the Super Bowl is not the same thing as they're missing the playoffs.
Yeah, but where was Steve at? Because at first I thought like he was kind of bashing fans that thought they would miss.
Yeah.
But then he kind of said, oh, look at last year. Everything went right until it went wrong. It should teach you a lesson.
I think he kind of gave us the full spectrum in one phone call. Let's get to Larry in Kalamazoo.
It was illuminating.
Larry, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Larry.
So I'm in the positive camp here. I got a couple of reasons. The first one is I think at the end of the day, players make plays. And the Lions have one of the most talented rosters in football, right? Everybody wants to point to they're replacing both coordinators. Well, replacing both coordinators doesn't mean you fall off a cliff. The Philadelphia Eagles replaced both coordinators, and the first time they did it, they lost 3 more games. They didn't fall off a cliff. They still made the playoffs.
That's why you don't give Patricia one of those jobs.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. If they hadn't hired Patricia, who knows?
And then, they also don't talk about is the Eagles replaced both their coordinators last year and won the Super Bowl.
Also, good note. Yes.
And
replacing
so
coordinators isn't inherently a bad thing. It's going to be dependent on did you replace them well?
Right. And then I think at that point, I really think it comes down to the base question is, do you trust Dan Campbell? Right?
And the answer is yes.
Because if you trust Dan Campbell to hire the right guys and to make the right decisions, then this isn't even a conversation.
Right. And they promoted from within on defense, and Morton had been here previously. So it's not going to be radically different. They're going to be doing a lot of the same things that made them the number one offense in football. Can they get away without having Ragnow and Zeitler? I think that's the only question I have.
That's the biggest question.
Yeah.
Because if they can't, they're not going to go anywhere. But
they'll still make the playoffs, though.
Yes, because they're going to beat a lot of bad teams at home.
And they'll win this division, I would think.
I don't know.
Okay.
If the offensive line doesn't work out, I don't know that they win the division. Now, with that being said, I mean, who will? Are you sold on the Packers? I'm not sold on the Vikings. I'm not sold on the Bears.
Right. 17-3 the last 20 games, Dan Campbell in this division. I think they're winning this division.
Okay.
If the offensive line doesn't, my word was gel, if the offensive line doesn't figure it out, they won't win a Super Bowl. They won't advance far in the postseason. But I think the conversation is not even about the Super Bowl to some of these people. It's like a complete collapse, which I don't understand.
No, that's insane. That's the part that's crazy.
It's like they've added it all up. They go schedule plus coordinators plus offensive line plus Davenport equals disaster.
Right. Plus, you didn't get an edge. No, you're absolutely right. The funny thing is, I am an SOL-ologist. I feel I'm an expert at the history of same old Lions.
Don't laugh. He is, people. It's certifiable.
I believe in it. I have books on it. My first bestseller's coming out very soon on it. And even SOL would not write you out of the postseason. You get in the postseason, you get popped by 50. That's SOL. You're not missing the postseason.
And again, the people making these bets aren't getting paid 10-1.
But that's the crazy thing,
like,
too.
They're not
Why
even being
make
rewarded. Yeah, because you truly believe they're going to take that big a step back. And it's funny. I'm looking down at
it's just the best odds of a good team missing, and it's still plus 165, so it's even money or plus money.
How about this? We'll let the people explain themselves. I'm looking down, and I got positive, I got negative. I got positive, I got negative. What do you choose to believe? It's 97-1.